Assalamu alaikum, girls. How are you and how is the weekend? My weekend was a bit busy, along with kids, as I was in. I think I need to stop WhatsApp before proceeding the lecture because what I'm doing. Stop, resume share, stop share. It will keep on disturbing. Okay. I was telling you about my weekend. It was a bit busy as usual. Today, the topic which we are going to study is Quran and biology. Apart from that, we are also going to study about Muslim scientists. So, let's start the topic, Quran and biology. The first and foremost question our students ask is about exams, which I feel is quite unnecessary somehow. But I am informing you, yes, that these topics are not asked in exams to avoid disrespectfulness, to avoid any kind of disrespect for Quranic ayat. But the purpose of this topic is to tell you about Quran and the link with biology. How Allah in Holy Quran is asking us to think about our surroundings and about our um, environment and about the origin and characteristics of living organisms. I don't know. Let me just. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, in Quran, Allah is asking us to think about the origin and characteristic of living organisms, to ponder about your surroundings, how the life has created. Beta, ab mujhe tang nahi karo. Mama lecture de rahi. How how life has been created, and who is the force behind all these things. Allah is repeatedly asking us to ponder and to reflect what are the forces behind these creations and behind these discipline. In the same verses, human beings have been instructed to expose the unknown aspects of life after getting the hints. I'm trying to say that in Quran, Allah Ta'ala is asking us to know about characteristic of living organisms and to know about unknown aspects of life. So we are going to discuss those ayats where Allah is asking us to ponder. Let's move forward. For example, we have studied it in previous classes, girls, that living organisms are mostly composed of water. Almost 60 to 70% of our body is made up of water. Our protoplasm in our living cells is water. So Allah in Quran says, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. We made from water every living thing. That we have created every living thing from water. Although human was not aware at that time about the 60 to 70% composition of our body is from water. So it has been said 1400 or almost 1450 years back that the main thing of our origin is water. Of all the animals, of all the living organisms, water is present. So as Allah has ordered human beings to think at the hints given by Him, we should study living things so that the mysteries of their origin can be revealed. We should keep on studying animals and plants and in our surroundings to know about our Creator well. Okay? This is what Allah is trying to say, to find out the basis of life, to find out what is common in us, what is the real force behind us. There are other ayahs which where, like for example this one, where Allah says, خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ كَالْفَخَّارِ. He created man from clay like potter. Means Allah has created human being from clay, from the soil, like a potter creating pots. So the main we have been derived from soil. So this is what Allah is talking about in this ayat, about the origin of human being is from soil. And then there is another ayat where Allah talks about different phases of embryology or different phases of embryo. Let me read the ayah. ثم خلقنا النطفة علقة فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما. Then fashioned we the drop a clot. Then fashioned we the clot a little lump. Then fashioned we the little lump bones. Then clotted the bones with flesh. Allah Ta'ala in Quran says that we created human from a clot, which is like a drop of water. And it has been mentioned in Quran that we humans have been created from a drop of water, and then that drop converted into clot, lothra, जिसको उर्दू में कहते हैं clot, a little खून, जमा हुआ खून, and then that clot converts into a lump, गोश्त का एक लोथड़ा, गोश्त की एक बोटी समझ लें, and that lump, and then we added bones into that lump, and then we clotted the bones with flesh. यानी कि मैंने आपको एम्ब्रियो की डिफरेंट फेजेस पढ़ाई थी, जिसमें जाइगोट का बताया था. I haven't talked to you about the drop of water, but that sperm and egg, when combines together, they make zygote, and then it cells divide and divides, and a lizard-like structure is formed, and those different stages I have taught you in the previous lecture. That is what Allah is mentioning in this ayah, that there was a drop of water, and then that converted into clot, and clot converted into a little lump, and that lump had bones. We added bones in it, and then flesh on it, and this is how human has been created, and all different animals have been created. I must tell you here that these things were not the part of science 1400 years back. When Allah was revealing these ayats to humanity, humanity was not aware of all those stages of embryo. Later on in 18th century and 19th century, we became aware of these stages of embryology, these stages of embryo. So our Creator is asking us to ponder about the creation, that what were you? You were nothing. You were just a drop of water. And then it was me who created you into a lump, and then into added bones in it, and then created flesh on it. So Allah is giving us hints in both these verses to find out the creation of human being, how humans have been created. At one instance, Allah is talking about clay. At other instance, Allah is talking about the process of being embryo is converting into, how the embryo is converting into baby. And this is what, these are the hints to ponder. अदन प्लीज मुझे दे दें, ऐसे नहीं करो, जो दो ठक 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 नहीं करो, सारा नेट खराब हो जाएगा. अदन आराम से बैठ जाओ. So let's move to the next point. Allah in different ayats has also hinted at the method of development of animals, how animals have evolved, how they have been created. There's another ayat, وَاللَّهُ خَلَقَ كُلَّ دَابَّةٍ مِّن مَّاءٍ فَمِنْهُم مَّن يَمْشِي عَلَى بَطْنِهِ وَمِنْهُم مَّن يَمْشِي عَلَى رِجْلَيْنِ وَمِنْهُم مَّن يَمْشِي عَلى أَرْبَعٍ يَخْلُقُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Allah hath created every animal from water. Here again, Allah is talking about the common origin of life, which is water. अदन बार बार तंग नहीं करें. आप ऐसे रख लो, बस यहाँ से देखो, ऐसे रख लें, सारा खराब हो जाएगा. चुप करके फिर बैठ जाओ ना, चुप करके देखो, सारा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, सारा मामा का नेट भी खराब होगा. I wish and I pray कि अब recording सही हो रही है, because she is playing with the internet और वह phone से ही आ रहा है. Okay. Allah had created every animal from water. Then some of them creep up over their bellies, other walk on their two legs, oh, goodness, and others on four. Allah creates what He pleases. So here in this ayah, Allah is talking about different organisms. Some of them are some of them are walking on two legs. Some of them are walking on four. And there are some others who are creeping up on their bellies like reptiles. So talking about the common origin from water, Allah is inviting us to ponder about the variety of animals, about the diversity of animals, that some of them are like reptiles creeping up over their bellies. Some of them are like us, human, walking on two legs. Some of them are walking on four legs like horse, donkey, and different other animals. अगर आप दूर रख दें तो आप आराम से देख सकती हैं. So this is how Allah is telling us about diversity and creativity. हमजा मैं रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ लेक्चर. आज क्या हो गया है? मैं ये बंद कर रही हूँ. प्लीज आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग लेक्चर. नहीं मैं बंद कर रही हूँ. दो आप दोनों उठ के आ गए. मैं लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ. देन अदन को बेटा बाहर ले जाओ. मैं आपको दूंगी. अभी मैं लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ. अभी बाहर ले जाओ. और इसी के थ्रू इंटरनेट आ रहा है. आई कैन नॉट इवन गिव यू. हमसा प्लीज अदन को ले जाओ. मैं अभी लेक्चर रिकॉर्ड कर रही हूँ और आपको उसके बाद आपको दे दूंगी. So the problem is that I haven't recorded a lecture at night. So now they are awake. So this verse is describing about the common origin and modification of organisms. Basically, Allah here is asking us to ponder and think and reevaluate our life and reflect on our lives. हम सब बाबा के पास जाएं, अदन को भी ले जाएं. उधर से जाएं, ये दरवाजा बंद है. आप बाबा के पास जाएं. So in Quran, there are different hints about origin and development of life and about the characteristics of living organisms. This is the main purpose of these ayat, is to think about the organisms and study them and ponder about them and think about what is our purpose. Sarah, Hamza, please leave this area. मेरा सारा lecture आज आप बहुत ज़्यादा तंग कर रहे हैं. आज आप दोनों बहुत ज़्यादा तंग कर रहे हैं. अब मैं इस lecture का stop sharing the screen. Let's move to the next slide. I did something wrong. Oh no. अच्छा बाबा पास जाओ, बाबा पास जाओ, बाबा पास जाओ. अच्छा मेरा अच्छा बच्चा सो के उठा है ना. So okay, new share. I was talking about pondering and all that. Oh my god, again it is in the same way. Escape. So the main purpose is to think about your purpose, about your development, about your creator, and and what is the purpose of life, and who can create things with this perfect balance. So the main purpose of our life here is to ponder and to think about all these things. Let's talk about the next topic of Muslim scientists. Muslim scientists have made great contributions to the study of science, and we are aware of their success in different field of science. You might have seen scientists who are working in the field of physics, astronomy, and they are even working in medicine. So Muslim scientists are the one, when we study about them, we feel that they are studying all different branches of sciences. Like they are astronomer, they are physicists, they are chemists at the same time, which amazes me to the core, that how could they study so much. But this is what Islam is, which asks us to ponder and to reflect and to think about our environment in every possible way, rather than gossiping around or thinking about negative aspects of life. Islam and Allah encourages us to think about all these things in your environment, how plants have been created, how this diverse kind of animals have been created, or look around the principles of physics, chemistry, and study. So the Muslim scientists were the one in that period who were working hard, and they were famous in different disciplines. One of them was Jabir bin Hayyan. Jabir bin Hayyan, born in 721 AD and he died in 815 AD. He was basically born in Iran and he practiced medicine in Iraq. He was a scientist who introduced experimental investigation in chemistry. Mainly, he was working on experimental chemistry, how to react things and how to create things experimentally. But he also wrote a number of books on plants and animals. So his contributions are towards biology and zoology and botany. His famous books are Al-Nabatat and Al-Haywan. Al-Nabatat is the Arabic word which means plants, and Al-Haywan means animals. So he wrote these books. So his contribution was towards plants and towards animals. He was a botanist and he was a zoologist as well. Let's talk about another Muslim scientist, Abdul Malik Asma'i. He was born in 740 AD and died in 828 AD. He was considered as the first Muslim scientist who studied animals in detail. It means he was a zoologist. His famous writings include Al-Abil, which means camel, Al-Khayl, horse, इधर है ही नहीं बेटा, and Al-Wahush, and Khalaq al-Insan. He also wrote about insan, about human. So these are his famous writings. So he was actually the zoologist of his time, Abdul Malik Asma'i. Let's talk about another scientist, Bu Ali Sina. He was born in 980 AD and died in 1031. Let me just see. No, he died in 1037. Actually, I had a bar which was covering the date. So he died in 37 AD. Hamza, please. He is considered as the first Muslim scientist who studied animals in detail. He was a zoologist. His famous writing includes. Haven't trained the speech about Buali Sina, and I wrote the same thing as Abdul Malik Asmai mistakenly. So tomorrow I will tell you about Buali Sina, and I will also proceed to talk about levels of organization. So this is all for today's lecture about Muslim scientists and Quran and biology. As I also cannot proceed further. So Allah Hafiz for today. I'm sorry for this mistake, but Allah Hafiz for today.